Hello friends, it's Terry from Uncle Terry's Beginner Guitar. This is lesson number 14. Today we're going to talk about what is a minor chord and what makes a minor chord a minor chord. I love minor chords. I love the sound of it. It has sort of a dark and brooding and contemplative side to it, and it just kind of resonates with me somehow. Probably that's true for a lot of people. There's lots and lots of songs with minor chords, obviously, and they are really good songs. So let's talk about minor chords and what makes a minor chord a minor chord. Let's just start with an example. Let's play A major, good old cowboy A. Everybody knows that. If you need help with chords, regular standard chord shapes, there's lots of information on YouTube with diagrams of chord shapes. But I'm going to assume that you know that this is a cowboy A, an A chord. This is A minor. Hear the difference? Just has that mysterious dark sound compared to the very bright major chord. So what does that? Well, remember that major chords are made up of a triad, 3 notes, and the 3 notes are the 1 note, the root, the 3 note in the scale, and the 5 note in the scale. 1, 3, 5. Are the 3 notes that make up a major chord. So let's just compare the A to the A minor chord. So with an A chord, you got your open A. You need a 3, so that would be A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, but you got to sharp the C to get an A major. So you need a C sharp, and you need a 5, and that would be A, B, C, D, E. You need an E note. So with the A major, here's your A, here's your E. You've got your 2nd fret on the D string, that's an E. You've got then your 2nd fret on the G string, and that's another A. And then you got the 2nd fret on the B string, and that is a C sharp. Remember, because open B, there's no such thing as B sharp, so the 1st fret is C, 2nd fret is C sharp, and then your high E is another E. So there's your 1, 3, 5, A, C sharp, and E. So for a minor chord, A minor, what gives it that dark, mysterious sound? Well, the 3rd note in the scale is flattened a half step. So flat means go down a tone. So a half step is a semitone, or 1 fret lower. So for an A minor, you need 1, the A, the flattened 3rd note of the scale, and that would be a C, because on a major, it's C sharp. So 1 semitone flat from that would be a C. Now that flattened 3rd note is what gives the minor chord its sound, and that's what makes a minor chord a minor chord. It's the flattened 3rd note. And then the 5th note would be the same as it is for the major chord, so that would be the E, A, B, C, D, E. So for the A minor chord, you got your A, the root, you got your E here, the 2nd fret on the D string, you got another A here, the second fret of the G string. But on the B string, you're on the first fret, and that is a C note. And then you got your high E. So that flattened third, that C note, that's what makes it a minor chord. So let's do a couple of more examples. Let's do E. We won't go through every note like we did for the A. But an E chord, E major, everyone knows cowboy E, and there's your E minor. You lift that first finger off the first fret of the G string, and play the G string open, and there's your E minor. Why is that a minor? Why is that E minor? Well, the third note in the scale is flattened a half step. So for E major, the third note, E, F, G, but you got to sharp the G in the key of E. So on the G string, first fret would be G sharp. That's E major. If you're going to flatten the third note of the scale, E, F, G, then you flatten that G sharp by 1, and what do you get? G, and that's an open G. So it's easy to go from E to E minor because you just lift that first finger off the G string, first fret, and you got an open G, and that is the third note in the E scale. You got that beautiful, deep, resonant E minor chord. I love that E minor chord. So many great songs that have an E minor. Now, let's do D. So D, cowboy D down here. What would be the third note in the scale? D, E, F. You got to sharp the F in the key of D. So that's D major. But if you're going to play D minor, then instead of F sharp, D, E, F, the third note in the scale, you flatten it down to F. So that's why that chord right there, F on the high E string, A on the G string, and D on the B string, third fret. That is D minor because you have flattened the third note in the scale, D, E, F, and you're playing the F. Let's do one more where you need a bar chord. Let's play the F chord, F major. So you need F, A, and C for the major chord, 1, 3, 5. But we're going to flatten the third, so the third would be the A, right? So instead of playing this A here on the G string second fret, we're going to lift our middle finger up, leave the bar on the first fret, and now on that G string, we're playing the first fret, which is A flat. G sharp, A flat, same thing. So you got your F major, lift that middle finger, and you're playing the A flat instead of the A. And that's what makes a minor chord a minor chord. Now we're going to get next into the concept of keys, the keys in music, and how minor chords are related to major chords within keys. So that will be fun because that's where things start to get a little more musical. So that's it. Minor chords in a nutshell. Have a great day. I hope all are well.